I like science, I like fighting games. Let's talk about concepts that apply to both. Let's talk about the scrub mindset. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of people use the scrub mindset to insult people. I'm not talking about that. I'm specifically talking about blaming external circumstances on your progress. Because people have a lot of disabilities that prevent them from progressing in certain things they want to progress in. For example, I have hand tremors and motor skill problems, and I'm blind in one eye. And yes, this does affect my progress in certain things like fighting games. But the more I focus on those limitations, the worse I do. And this is because the brain only has a limited ability to focus on a certain number of things at once. Now, these things do affect my daily life, but I don't think about them much, or at least I'm not actively thinking about them. They become part of my routine. Like, if I'm not really thinking about how I can't see out of my right eye, I don't really notice it. I mean, until one of my friends slaps me upside the head on my right side just to be funny. Now, that doesn't make the limitation go away, but it does free up the mind space that would be focusing on that physical limitation. If you bring notice to it, like, for example, forcing me to see and react to things on my right side on purpose, then I will continue to be less coordinated far after you have stopped asking me to react to things on my right side. Because now my brain is focusing on how I can't see, rather than focusing on the skills I usually have to navigate the world. The same thing applies in fighting games. The more you focus on the limitations you have, the less able you are to actually focus on the skills you need to play the game. So when you start blaming your performance on external factors, you begin focusing on those factors rather than focusing on the game itself. Again, that doesn't mean that those limitations, that those external factors aren't there. But it does mean that there is an extra factor limiting you now, your own brain and your own focus.